Today I'm going to be breaking down the easiest strategy here at Townhall 12 that you can use to 3-star any base. So jumping straight into it, the strategy we have today is of course Zap Witches. This is just so easy and so strong here at Townhall 12 because you can easily spam your way to 3 stars. There's a couple of tips I'm going to give you to make sure you can master this strategy nice and quickly, but honestly you should not have any problems at all mastering and executing 3 stars using this army. So let's jump straight into it. We're going to want to make sure we use lightning spells and earthquakes to take down those inferno towers. 4 lightning spells and 1 maxed earthquake spell on each of those inferno towers. If you can catch any other buildings, that is going to be perfect. What you're then going to do is bring in a golem with a few witches in behind, a golem with a few witches in behind, and then you spam in the rest of your troops. You'll see we've pretty much drawn a massive line with our finger here. The king going to be coming in with the earthquake boots. We're going to see the barbarian puppet on him as well, but you can choose to bring pretty much any other equipment that's going to do lots of DPS. Queen going to be coming in with the frozen arrow, and we'll see the Grand Warden with the rage gem. Important that you bring the rage gem on this one to make sure we get maximum damage coming in the cores, because we do use so much spells on the inferno towers. It's important to try and get a little bit of help as we push into the core of this one, but honestly you do not need to worry too much about funneling. You'll see we did make a little bit of an attempt to try and push some of our troops into the core of the base, but as long as you are able to funnel some of them in, you're pretty much going to guarantee that 3-star. As we make a progress through the base, you'll see we do get stalled up on the enemy lava hound a little bit. Poison spell of course for those clan castle troops. King with the golem and those witches on the left hand side still doing a load of work. Couple of key defenses in the core that are important to take down. Of course the wizard tower and the bomb tower can do a little bit of damage onto our witches. Townhall does prove a little bit difficult here because it's doing quite a lot of damage, but it's going to go down to our queen, and we still have so many of those witches left up. Loads of skeletons rampaging their way through the rest of this base. King's ability going to be going off, opening up all of those little compartments on the left hand side. Witches continuing to spawn in more skeletons as and when we need them, and this base is completely crushed. You guys can see just how easy this strategy is to execute, and honestly once you master this strategy I don't think you will ever fail at Townhall 12 again. So let's jump straight into the next example. So let's look at this in a little bit more detail. What we're going to want to make sure we do is zap out 2 of the infernal towers, and ideally we're going to be looking for them to be multi-target inferno towers, because the multis of course are going to be the ones that do the most amount of damage to your witches and your skeletons. You can pretty much ignore the single target infernos because they're gonna just get stalled up on all of the skeletons from our 15 witches. So like I said, 4 lightning spells and an earthquake spell to take down each of those multi-target infernos, and more often than not that's also going to help you create a little bit more of a funnel. Now let's take a look at this example. Once we have zapped down those buildings, you'll see again trying to pick up as maximum value as possible. You're going to want to come in with your troops to start that funnel. Let's see, we're going to be using 2 golems, couple of witches spammed in behind, then the 3rd golem on the opposite town hall side, and we're going to be using that log launcher in behind our king and queen and Grand Warden, and of course that Grand Warden with that rage gem on him. We're looking for the log launcher here to open up as many compartments as possible in towards that town hall. Remember we do have the earthquake boots on the king as well, which is perfect. We can use it when we get slightly further into the core of the base, and what that is going to allow is going to allow us maximum access into the core of the base. Smashing our way through. Log launcher done a great job here opening up all of those compartments. It is going to pop a couple of yetis are going to come out of there, but so far this attack is looking ever so strong. The one thing you potentially do need to worry about is that bomb going off and clearing out some of your witches, but honestly we are already looking like this is going to be a very easy 3-star, and that is exactly what I was talking about. The Earthquake boots used at the optimal time, opening up all of these back end compartments, so our witches, our yetis, our golems, our heroes, all the rest of our troops can easily crush through this one. Queen still with her ability in hand, poison spell coming down just to help us get through those clan castle troops. Of course, it was that pesky lava hound just stalling up our queen, but the witches looping around the outside, continuing to do work. The witches going through the core, continuing to do work. And honestly, like I said before, this strategy is very, very simple and easy to execute. There's only a couple of things that can go wrong, and that's if all of your troops go around the outside, you potentially miss the town hall. That could cause you some issues on the back end. But typically, if you're bringing that log launcher and you're able to get those yetis close enough to the town hall, they will take it down for you. So we have one more example of this attack, and yeah, let's dive into it. So again, pretty much coming in with the exact same army composition. You'll see the only difference in this one, we are bringing a super wall breaker, which means we did end up dropping a witch, but it's honestly not too much different. You could still do exactly the same as the rest. Looking like a little bit more of an anti 3-star style base with that town hall right in the core, but we're still going to adapt and we're going to execute this the exact same as previously. We're going to use the lightning spells to take down the multi-target infernos, as well as any other defenses we can possibly grab. You'll see those earthquakes actually end up doing quite a lot of damage onto the town hall right there, and we're actually going to be coming in from this opposite side over here. I might have been tempted to go straight in and clear out the eagle artillery, but it looks like on this one we're coming in from this top left hand side of the base. Again, drawing a line with our fingers pretty much. Golems, 3 of them out in front, witches coming in behind. Now, that's very unfortunate here that we lose our king so early on, because like I said, his ability is pretty important when it comes to this attack. We potentially could have used that Eternal Tome ability slightly earlier just to help protect our king through that single target inferno. Then we could have held on to his ability, we could have used it to open up all of these back end compartments, but honestly, it is not the end of the world. Here come those clan castle troops so we can drop down that poison spell. We still have a rage spell as well. A huge amount of troops now in the core of the base, so we can probably go ahead and drop down that rage spell. Golemites and witches still doing some work around the outside of the base. Queen still with her ability as well, and this one looking like another 3-star. Continuing to crush on through, we have a couple of defenses potentially putting up a fight on the back end. That eagle artillery, like I said, is causing us a little bit of grief, but it's going to go down right there with the help of that rage spell on our troops. Witches still doing work on this right hand side of the base, taking care of that cannon. An army of skeletons going to be coming out right there. The rage gem from that Grand Warden is doing a fantastic job just picking up the DPS of our troops a little bit, making sure we crush through the core of this base as quickly as we possibly can. But this one is so strong here at Town Hall 12. You are going to be able to 3-star any base you come across, and it really isn't going to take too much skill. However, if you do get bored of using this strategy, if you're finding it's just a little bit too easy, you maybe want to try something different, I do actually have a top 5 best attack strategy video for here at Town Hall 12 as well that you guys can check out. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel for that video, as well as lots more like it in the future. While you're down there, feel free to leave a like on it as well, and a comment of if you have already tried out this strategy and how you got on with it. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.